physical boundaries for a dating couple? Okay, that's the first question. Then also says engaged couple. Question for this, the Bible doesn't say flat out, do not touch the other person, period. It doesn't say that. It says clearly that we're not supposed to have sex. There's something like something we need to say before marriage. All these things about sex, but we'll have limitation. One of the things that I was brought upon and I just thought about was it depends. I mean, first of all, the more physical you get with someone, the dangerous it gets. It's like playing with fire. And especially in a dating relationship, you hold someone's hand, you wrap it all around. The physical touch is the memories that stick in your mind a lot too. Especially when you kiss someone, that's something that will stick with you for a long time. When you break up with someone, it's just harder, and it's just not very fun. These are some of the memories that you share with each other. The closeness, the feeling that when you have when you're close, and it's just in a sense too, the arousal that happens during that time. One simple way to put it is when you start to lust and think about things that you shouldn't be, or your mind wanders to something else, or you sense your body is being aroused, that's an indicator of we should stop. There's a line that's drawn there for like the dead red zone, but then take a few steps back and draw a line on there as well. So maybe, for my general recommendation, I would say holding hands is fine, putting your arms around each other, giving hugs is fine, nothing too long, like an hour. Seeing each other after a long trip, and just running out to give someone a hug, that's nice. That's really nice. But you have to remember, each person has a different thresholds of where their arousal level is and where the lust kicks in. And for couples, it's good to be open with each other and say these. And it's you have to be very careful with this too, because the more open you are with what triggers your mind and your arousal to turn on and lust to hit, that's also a way for the opposite sex to know what to trigger when they want something too. So you have to be very careful and definitely put God in the center of it. So general thing. Yes, I say it's natural to be physical. Be very careful where you draw the line. But that is a decision that you have to make between you, yourself, each other, and God. You know your limits, and you know your partner's limits. But definitely know that there are things that you should not do, period. And if you continue on that path, there's a place where when you get down to that point, it's just like your brain shuts off, and then everything just goes down. I was on my group, I saw this thing called, you guys know about WWJD bracelets, right? Yeah. Okay, I saw WWJD G-string underwear. And to be honest with you, when it gets to that point, it's too far. Don't even go that far. Don't even go that far. So, for an engaged couple, I would say same thing. You guys, when you're engaged, you really don't want to mess things up between that point and to the time you're married. Save it. Save it. My encouragement. So that's what I would say. Okay. Well, you're white, so you're married too, so I'm going to ask you. Here's the big question here, and this is a question that is something that the church in general has kind of shied away from, but this is a question that everyone goes through from every generation. Is masturbation okay? Or what does God say about masturbation? Again, the Bible doesn't say about it. There's a lot of views on this one in the Christian world too. Some people say it's okay when you don't think about sex. Some people say it's not okay, flat out. Me personally, this issue is something that's difficult because the act of masturbation is simulating what sex would be. And this is something that, this is something that should be saved for later on. And to be honest with you, some of us have the fear, I'm not going to perform well when it happens, when it gets to that point. In all reality, when you're virgins and you get married and have sex, it's different. It's not normal. It's never something you've never experienced. In this world, we put a lot of pressure on, I don't know if you've seen late night TV shows about, these girls that are supposed to, make things bigger or whatever. They're all over the place. Not a chuckle, but this is what we do. And people around you guys are dealing with this situation in a very serious way. They're like, I don't know if I can live up to it. I don't know if I can satisfy it or not. Reality is, going back to this lesson, when you focus on just dough and trying to satisfy the flame with just that, without the other aspects, it becomes a problem. But when you are in love with each other, everything works out. Going back to this question about masturbation, I would say, the Bible doesn't say very clearly, but anything that does talk about any hint of sexual immorality, put away with it. So I leave that up to you to decide. For me, I'm going to say I wouldn't do it. because it's not something that it doesn't encourage us to be more holy, but it actually might become an addiction for us, because again, this is something designed beyond where we're at right now. But this is something, if you want to talk to me more personally, this is something you could definitely talk more individual one-on-one, because some of you might be very uncomfortable about this topic. Continuing on, why is gambling a sin? How does this come into marriage? But it is a good question. Where in the Bible does it say that it's wrong? Gambling is a good question, honestly. I guess if we want to tie one thing to another, a lot of families have been broken up because of gambling. It's a big thing that a lot of families in California, I think in other states, deal with, especially where casinos are open and wide. Probably in Memphis, somewhere you have online gambling, which is worse. People trade up their cars or houses and stuff like that. Gambling, like substance abuse, is an addiction. And substance abuse, first of all, we shouldn't do it because our body is a temple. In the same way with gambling, our body is a temple, especially our minds, and how it grabs us to be in a situation. If you didn't realize it or not, gambling is an addiction that is dangerous because it involves money and livelihood. But then on a different level, video games could be addiction too. So you got to be very careful. Addictions in general, this is what the Bible talks about, not being able to, but that's why the Bible talks about not being drunk with wine and being filled with the Holy Spirit. Because when you're drunk with wine, or when some addiction has done and grasps you and it calls you back, you no longer live free, you're under that power now. And so that's why we need gambling. Yeah, you're right, the Bible doesn't say thou shalt not gamble, but it does say clearly that we shouldn't let anything take captive of us except God and the Holy Spirit. That's it. So stay away from gambling. And I know friends and people from my church who go to Vegas from time to time. And honestly, I made some trips to Vegas just to check out the sites. And I did have some change, and I pulled a stop, I'll be honest. But is it an addiction for me? No. Did I win any money? No. I don't know if you guys had a green house, from Orange County over to Phoenix, and they would just drive this mega minivan over and just paying $30, just dirt cheap for a ride with it. And the place that they stopped at was this casino. And I walked in there and I was like, whoa. I was walking around just checking the sides and seeing these really televising too. These really, really big people just sit there. And that's all they do. They work out their arm muscle on one arm constantly. Just pulling.
They have buttons now.
They have buttons now, yeah. They have buttons now. There's less work. And they just sit there, stare at the screen, and go to Vegas, observe it, see it. You'll see that it's dark constantly. There's no light from the outside, and you don't know if it's day or night. You can sit in there. And if you want to exit, when you go into the casino, I think it was at Caesar's Palace, they had all these escalators going towards it. It's all psychological. When you walk out, you have to literally walk from the casino, out the sidewalk, onto the street. There's nothing to help you walk out. It just really sucks you in there and keep you there and try for them to take the money away. So really, gambling in a sense is if you look statistic-wise, it doesn't make sense. But it is an addiction, and you can see it, that this is something that is not good for us to be involved in. So be very careful. I know some families have issues with this, with parents being involved in gambling, and you can see how it hurts. You can't never have enough money. Sometimes families split apart. Mom's at home crying all the time. And so really just be acting out the way. You see it's not worth it.